Country music is once again at the center of a political firestorm, this time thanks to superstar Jason Aldean. During a Birmingham concert, Aldean delivered an unscripted, fiery monologue after the death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. He told the crowd that if people didn't want to follow the country's rules, they should leave, and even offered to pay for their bus tickets, telling them to get the F out. Aldean's words instantly ignited a national uproar. He framed Kirk's death as the murder of a dedicated Christian conservative, placing his comments squarely in America's polarized political landscape. Supporters saw Aldean as a patriot defending traditional values. Critics, however, heard echoes of anti-immigrant rhetoric, interpreting his offer as a nativist taunt. The remarks went viral, fueling debates about who belongs in America and what it means to be a citizen. This wasn't Aldean's first brush with controversy. His 20,000 triantary, Arab Kurden triantary, in entardi, tried there, der Stei sein, Soyabai, in a small town had already drawn accusations of racial dog whistles. The latest outburst felt less like a spontaneous rant and more like another chapter in an ongoing culture war. Aldean's words became a flashpoint, exposing deep divisions in the country. The backlash was immediate and fierce. Civil rights groups condemned Aldean's language as dangerous and dehumanizing, warning it could fuel xenophobia. Social media exploded with calls to boycott his music, and many shared personal stories about the immigrant experience. Other country artists, like Zach Bryan, weighed in, highlighting a growing political rift within the genre. But Aldean's supporters pushed back, insisting his words were about law, order, and respect for American culture, not race. Conservative media painted him as a truth-teller standing up to cancel culture. His music sales surged as fans rallied in support. The controversy revealed a nation split. For some, Aldean was a hero. For others, a symbol of exclusion. The debate wasn't just about one concert, it was about who gets to define American identity. Aldean's comments had struck a raw nerve, deepening the country's cultural divide. The controversy quickly spilled into national politics. Representative Ilhan Omar, a Somali-American and frequent target of right-wing attacks, condemned Aldean's remarks as divisive and dangerous. She argued that telling people to get out is a classic nativist trope, meant to silence minorities. Omar's involvement turned the debate into a clash of visions, Aldean's nationalistic conservatism versus Omar's inclusive, multicultural America. Aldean's supporters seized on her response, accusing Democrats of political opportunism and hypocrisy. The focus shifted from Aldean's words to Omar's record, energizing both sides. The controversy became a proxy war for America's larger cultural and political battles. For Democrats, defending Omar meant defending diversity. For Republicans, supporting Aldean was about upholding traditional values. The stakes had grown, ensuring the debate would echo far beyond the music world. The fallout wasn't limited to headlines, it hit the streets, especially in Minnesota, Omar's home state. Protests erupted, with demonstrators denouncing Aldean's rhetoric and carrying signs like, "Immigrants are welcome here." They argued his words fueled fear and division, especially in immigrant communities. Counter-protesters rallied in support of Aldean, waving flags and chanting about free speech and national pride. They claimed Aldean was being unfairly targeted and defended his right to speak out. The protests became a microcosm of America's deep divisions, with passionate arguments on both sides. Media coverage amplified the tension, showing how debates over immigration and identity play out in real life. Neighbors found themselves on opposite sides of the barricades. The controversy was no longer just about a singer, it was about the soul of the nation. The streets became the new battleground for America's identity crisis. With the 2026 midterms looming, the Aldean controversy became political ammunition. Republicans seized the moment, framing Aldean as a victim of cancel culture and a champion of traditional values, hoping to energize their base, especially in swing states. Democrats saw an opportunity to highlight what they called extremist rhetoric, rallying their diverse coalition by defending inclusivity and figures like Omar. But the risk for Democrats was alienating rural and working-class voters who might sympathize with Aldean's frustrations. Both parties walked a tightrope, trying to mobilize supporters without alienating swing voters. The controversy offered a simple, emotionally charged narrative that cut through policy debates. How each side navigated the fallout could shape the midterms and the country's future. The culture war was now an electoral strategy. The Aldean firestorm is about more than one singer's outburst. It's a mirror of America's deepest questions. At its core, what does it mean to be American? Is it about shared culture and rules, or ideals like liberty and inclusion? The debate also spotlights the limits of free speech. Aldean's defenders invoke the First Amendment. Critics warn that words can incite harm. The reaction was swift and partisan, with little room for nuance or understanding. The controversy became another front in the culture war, making real conversation harder. It's a snapshot of a nation divided, struggling with identity, and the responsibilities of speech. Whether this moment deepens the divide or sparks dialogue remains to be seen. But the battle for America's soul is far from over.